Good morning, children. Today we are going to see about the new topic about electromagnetic waves. Here, provide what do you mean by electromagnetic waves? Electromagnetic waves are non-mechanical waves which move with a speed equals to the speed of light in vacuum. So, in this content, the terms related, what do you mean by non-mechanical wave? Non-mechanical wave is nothing but a wave that do not have a medium for propagation. This is called as non-mechanical wave, which means a mechanical wave. A mechanical wave that is an oscillations of the matter and therefore the transfers of energy with the medium. So, which is opposite to the mechanical wave. So, non-mechanical wave is nothing but they do not need a medium for propagation. In second one gives it is in transverse nature. Transverse nature is nothing but a wave that vibrates perpendicular to the directions of the path of propagations, which means simply tells us transverse waves is nothing but we draw the space a wave propagated or vibrated which is perpendicular to the path of the direction. So the peak value tells us crest, in downward directions tells us trough. This is called as transverse wave. So further we can move. What is the productions of electromagnetic waves in its properties? And what are the source of electromagnetic waves? And finally we have classifications of electromagnetic spectrum. So first we are going to see about production of and properties of electromagnetic waves. The first one, productions of electromagnetic waves by using of Hertz experiment. According, Maxwell prediction was experimentally confirmed by Heinrich Rudolf Hertz in 1888. So the experimental setup, here the experimental setups will be providing this is also does not have on the diagram. The last year editions was provide the diagram very clearly, but in this edition the diagram was not provided to us, so we can discuss in our doubt clearing classes. So shall we discuss the structure in construction process of Hertz experiment? It consists of two metal electrodes like a circular are made up of spherical metals. These are connected to larger spheres and the ends them are connected to the induction coil with very large number of turns. Because of it produces very high electromotive force. So first process, the two coils are maintained very high potential. Air between the electrode gets ionized and the spark is produced. The discharge of electricity affects of electrode which is kept far distance. This implies the energy transmitted from one electrode. It may be considered as a Maxwell Hertz experiments. Okay, good. First of all, let us consider two electrode. Simply, this is an two electrode. In this electrode, which are made up of two small metal sphere like this. This is an two small metal sphere. These are connected to the large spheres and ends of the connected to the induction coil with very large number of turns, which means the ends of the electrode connected to the large spheres and The small spheres are connected to the induction coil. This induction coil is very large number of turns. Why we are using of large number of turns? Because of they produces of high electromotive force, which means they produces of EMF is very large, because of we are using very high tension coil. Since the structures maintained very high potential because of the electrodes, the gap between the electrodes get ionized. We have maintained the high voltage, which means a high potential. The gap between the electrodes get ionized and produces a spark between the two small metals. This implies the energy can be transmitted the small sphere to the large sphere, which means this is act as transmitter and this is one is act as receiver. So this wave is called as, the transmitted wave is called as electromagnetic wave. In this process confirms the electromagnetic waves are in nature of transverse waves predicted by Maxwell. Transverse waves is nothing but, we draw the diagram, the wave can be vibrated which is perpendicular to the path of its propagation. So this is called as crest and this one is called as trough. Okay. So we are going to see the properties of electromagnetic waves. The first point, electromagnetic waves are produced by any accelerated charges. So any type of accelerated charges can be produced of electromagnetic waves. And second point, this is an important point, electromagnetic waves do not require any medium for propagations. Already I told you, electromagnetic waves is called as non-mechanical wave. Non-mechanical wave means does not require to any proper medium to propagation. And third one, the electromagnetic waves are in transverse nature. Transverse nature is nothing but, this means that the accelerating electric field vector, accelerating magnetic field vector and propagations vector are mutually perpendicular to each other. Simply tells us, let's see the diagram. We are according consider as three axes, namely x and y and z. The electric field act along the directions of z axis and magnetic field acts along the directions of y axis, and the propagations must move along the directions of x axis. This is tells us the both field, the electric field and magnetic field are mutually perpendicular to each other and also its propagation. In the fourth point is nothing but electromagnetic waves. In third point discussed, the propagations will be moving along the directions of x-axis. In fourth point, the electromagnetic waves travel with speed which is equal to the speed of light in vacuum or free space. It's nothing but the electromagnetic waves travel the speed of velocity of vacuum or light in free space. That's all. So C represents as C equal to 1 by root of epsilon naught and mu naught. So simplify this term, we get the value of C. C means we know that velocity of light in air or vacuum. So the value is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Already we have discussed in first lesson, epsilon naught is nothing but permittivity of free space or vacuum. And mu naught discussed in third lesson. Mu naught is the permeability of free space or vacuum. Okay, good. And fourth point tells us electromagnetic waves travels with the speed of light. And we know that a simple point I once again repeat, electromagnetic waves is non-mechanical wave. So non-mechanical wave does not require to any proper medium to propagation. And fifth point, in case of we are taking as a medium, in a medium with permittivity epsilon and permeability mu naught, the speed of electromagnetic waves is, this is an important point, the speed of electromagnetic wave is less than the speed of free space or vacuum. So V less than C. C represents velocity of light in free space. V represents velocity of any medium. So the refractive index, I think we have discussed in this refractive index in 10th standard. So mu equal to C by V. C represents velocity of light in air or vacuum. V represents velocity of light in medium, any medium. So we know that C, put the value of C, and V represents, we are using this medium, so put it epsilon and mu. Dividing these equations, we get the value of mu. Mu becomes root of epsilon r and mu r, where epsilon r is the relative permittivity of the medium, or also called as dielectric constant. And the mu r is the relative permeability of the medium. And sixth point, electromagnetic waves are not deflected by electric field or magnetic field, which means in case of, we are considered as this is an electromagnetic waves. In case of, the wave can be considered as positive, the charge positive. The electromagnetic wave considered as negative charges, the wave can be moving towards the positive charge. Or the electromagnetic wave considered as positive, so the wave can be moving towards the negative charge, but the wave has not deviated from towards positive or negative. The wave can be transmitted straightly. So electromagnetic waves does not deflected by electric or magnetic field. And seventh point, electromagnetic waves can be show interference, diffraction, and can also be polarized. The point of interference and diffraction and can also polarize means we are discussed in further lessons of 6th lesson, optics, very elaborately. And 8th one, energy density. The energy density is associated with an electromagnetic wave propagating in the vacuum of free space. So in electric field, the energy density becomes 1 by 2 epsilon naught E squared. In the magnetic field, mu b equal to 1 by 2 mu naught and b square. Substitute the value of energy density. So we write the equations of mu equal to 1 by 2 epsilon naught E squared plus 1 by 2 mu naught b square. The same value in 9th point, we have calculated the total energy density. In this point, we are only calculating the average density. So the average energy density for electromagnetic waves tells us the same equations, but we are calculating only individual characteristics. So this means average. So the average energy density u equal to 1 by 2 epsilon naught E squared equal to 1 by 2 1 by mu naught and b square. In 10th point, the energy crossing per unit area, per unit time and perpendicular to the directions of propagations of electromagnetic waves is intensity. Already we know that. In case of we are using the terms of area, we are considered as flux. So electric flux is also called as electric field intensity. So by using of the terms of intensity, so intensity is tells us I equal to U or C, sorry, U into C, or simply tells us the total electromagnetic energy by surface area and time. This is shortened. Mostly we are going to see, or we are going to only study maximum 10 points. In case of the questions will be asked in 5 more questions, you are right more than 8 or 9 points, so 10 points is enough. Further we have discussed in our routine classes, which means doubt clearing classes. Next topic, sources of electromagnetic waves. Sources of electromagnetic waves is nothing but simply tells us to see the diagram clearly. A stationary source charge produces only electric field, which means a stationary charge does not move any types of charges. The charge can be moved, whereas forward or backward. It is a stationary charge. The stationary charge can be produces a electric field. In case of the charge can move uniform velocity, it produces a current. We know that flow of electric charges is called as electric current, which gives to rise the magnetic field. The current can be rises of magnetic field. We know that when the current passes through the wire, the wire will be act as a magnet. In case of large amount of current passes through the coil or wire, it produces a large amount of magnetic field. And then if the charged particle accelerated in addition to the electric field and also produces of magnetic field, in addition cases, the charged particle accelerated produces of electric field and also produces of magnetic field. Both the electric and magnetic fields are time varying fields. இது என்ன ஆகும்னு சொல்லும் போது டைம் பீரியட் அப்பன் பண்ணி எலக்ட்ரிக் ஃபீல்டோட வேல்யூ தென் ஆஃப்டர் மேக்னெட்டிக் ஃபீல்டோட வேல்யூ என்னாகும்னா சேஞ்ச் ஆகும். And second point, next further, the electromagnetic waves are in nature of transverse. Transverse means nothing but the propagation is perpendicular to the plane containing electric and magnetic field vectors. So it produces of the accelerating motions and gives those two equations Ey and By. Electric field moves along the directions of y-axis and magnetic field produces along the directions of x-axis. So we derive the two equations and substitute the value of E0 and B0 and simplify these equations, whereas C equal to E0 and B0 by applying of electromagnetic wave to these equations. Because of we know that electromagnetic waves, the velocity of electromagnetic waves which is equivalent to the velocity. Here the frequency of magnetic field and the frequency of electric field which is equal to the same source, which means electric field and magnetic field. In case of in space or vacuum, the ratio between E0 and B0 is equal, so the speed of electromagnetic waves becomes equal to the velocity of light in free space or vacuum. So we can write as this equation C equal to E0 by B0 in case of by using of any proper medium. So the proper medium already we have discussed, V equal to E0 B0 less than C. Okay, good. And further we can move spectrum, electromagnetic spectrum. Electromagnetic spectrum is nothing but the distributions of electromagnetic waves in terms of wavelength or frequency. Whether the wavelength and frequency is inversely proportionate, whereas the increasing of wavelength, the frequency must be lower. Maybe higher wavelength having lower frequency having higher wavelength. The both of reciprocal component. Here we are discussed various types of electromagnetic waves. Firstly, we are going to radio waves, microwaves and infrared waves, visible light and ultraviolet radiations. What are the properties and what are the range of frequency and what are the range of wavelength and how they are used in our day-to-day life. First of all, we are going to see about radio waves. The range of radio waves is wavelength, whereas lambda equal to 10 power minus 1 meter to 10 power 4 meter. The range, which means the radio waves having the range of 10 power minus 1 meter to 10 power 4 meter. This is the range of radio waves. In the frequency range, 3 into 10 power 9 hertz to 3 into 10 power 4 hertz. And the radio waves obeys reflection and diffraction. We see very elaborately in 6th lesson. It is used in radio and television and communication systems, also in cellular phones, to transmit voice communication in ultra high frequency band UHB. And second one, microwaves. The wavelength range of microwaves is 10 power minus 3 to 3 into 10 power minus 1 meter, and the frequency range is 3 into 10 power 11 hertz to 1 into 10 power 9 hertz. And it obeys reflection and polarization and used in radar system for aircraft navigation. Speed of the vehicle, microwave oven for the cooking, in very long distance wireless communications through satellites. And next topic, infrared radiation. Every waves we can elaborately see the range of wavelength and frequency range. In this infrared radiation IR, the range of wavelength is 8 into 10 power minus 7 meter to 5 into 10 power minus 3 meter, and frequency range will be provided here. And its usage is to provide electrical energy to the satellites means of solar cells, and it is used to produce of hydrated fruits in greenhouses to keep plants warm, heat therapy to muscular pain or sprain, TV remote as a signal carrier. These are the usage of infrared radiation. And next further we are going to see visible light. The light can be visible in our naked eyes. It is produced by incandescent bodies, and also it is radiated by excited atoms gases. Students, clearly tells us the range of wavelength and frequency is very important to separate the waves, which means electromagnetic waves. The range of wavelength of visible light is 4 into 10 power minus 7 meter to 7 into 10 power minus 7 meter. And frequency range is provided here, 10 power 14 hertz to 4 into 10 power 14 hertz. And the usage of visible light is reflection, refraction, interference, diffraction, polarization, and photoelectric effect. The effect of photoelectric effect can be explained in 7th lesson, dual nature of matter waves. It can be used to study the structure of molecules, arrangement of electrons in external shells of atoms, and sensation of our eyes. Further, we are going to see about ultraviolet radiation. It produced by sun, arc and ionized gases. The wavelength range is 6 into 10 power minus 10 meter to 4 into 10 power minus 7 meter, and the frequency range of 5 into 10 power plus 17 hertz to 7 into 10 power plus 14 hertz. It helps to penetrating the power. It has less penetrating power. It can be absorbed the atmospheric ozone and harmful to the human body, and used to destroy the bacteria, sterilizing the surgical instruments, burglar alarm, detect the invisible writing, fingerprints, and also study in molecular structure. Next, X-rays. It is produced when there is a sudden deceleration of high-speed electrons at a high atomic number target, and also by electronic transitions of among the innermost orbits of atoms. And the wavelength range is provided here, in frequency range is there. So, and the usage of X-rays is, X-rays have more penetrating power. than ultraviolet radiation. And the X-rays are used extensively in studying structures of inner atomic electron shells and crystal structures. It is used to detecting fractures, diseased organs, and formations of bones and stones. Observing the progress of healing bones further furnished by metal product, it is used to detect the faults and cracks, flaws of holes. And finally, we are going to see the electromagnetic waves. Gamma rays. Gamma rays providing the range of wavelength, in the range of frequency, and the usage. It has no charge but harmful of the body. Gamma rays provide information about the structure of atomic nuclei and radiotherapy for treatment of cancer and tumor in food industry of killing pathogenic microorganisms. These are the uses of gamma rays. And finally, this was the most important topic and asked too frequently and repeatedly. Types of spectrum, emission and absorption spectrum, and Fraunhofer lines. First of all, spectrum. See the diagram. Oh, this is a black and white diagram, so we can imagine this. This is a prism. Suppose we are allowed to the beam of white light. It passes through the prism. It's split into 7 classes. So the 7 constituent colors which can be viewed on the screen. This is called as continuous spectrum. This phenomena is known as dispersions of light and definite pattern of colors obtained the screen after dispersions is called as spectrum. அதாவது சிம்பிளாக சொல்லணும்னா ஒரு ப்ரிசம் எடுத்துக்கிட்டோம். அந்த ப்ரிசம் வழியாக ஒரு ஒயிட் லைட்டை நம்ம பாஸ் பண்ணும்போது the white light can be splitted in 7 colors. The 7 colors தான் நம்ம என்ன சொல்லணும்னா கான்ஸ்டிடியூன்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் கலர்ஸ்னு சொல்லுவாங்களா. ஸோ அதுக்கு பேர் டிஸ்பர்ஷன்ஸ், அதாவது பிரிக்கடைதுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க தமிழில். ஸோ டிஸ்பர்ஷன் ஆகும்போது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அந்த கலர்ஸ் டிஸ்பர்ஷன்ஸ் ஆகிற ப்ராசஸ்க்கு பேர் என்னென்னா ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. The spectrums are classified in 2 types, namely emission spectra and absorption spectra. So what are the types of emission spectra and absorption spectra? First we want to see emission spectra. A simple task. Emission spectra is nothing but when the spectrum of self-luminous source is taken, we get the emission spectrum. Each source has own characteristics of emission. The emission spectrum can be divided in 3 types. First one is continuous emission spectrum. When the source of light passes through the prism, then after it splits into 7 colors. It consists of wavelength containing all the visible ranging from violet to red. When the white light passes from the source of light to the prism, it can be dispersions of 7 colors. Second one, line emission spectrum or line spectrum. When the hot gases, when the light passes from the hot gases to the prism, the spectrum is observed. The spectra is called as discontinuous spectra. The spectra contains sharp lines and definite wavelength of frequencies. Such a spectra arises to excited atoms or elements. These lines show characteristics of the element, which means is different for the different elements. Example, spectra of atomic hydrogen and helium. And third one, band emission spectrum. The spectrum consists of several number of colors. We are closely spaced. The spectral lines are overlapped together, forming specific bands which are separated by dark spaces. The dark spaces is called as band spectra. The band spectrum characteristics the molecules, hence the structure of the molecules can be studied using the Born spectra. And second one, absorption spectra. Absorption spectra is important. Two more questions. When the light passes through the medium or absorbing the substance, then the spectrum is obtained. It's known as absorption spectrum. First one is continuous absorption. It's the same process. When the light is passes through the medium, it dispersed. We get continuous and absorption spectrum. For intense, we are passing the white light through the blue glass plate. It absorbs everything except blue. This is an example of continuous absorption spectrum. And finally, band absorption spectrum. When the white light is passed through the iodine vapor or dark bands or continuous bright background is obtained. This types of band is also obtained when the white light is passes through the diluted solutions of blood or chlorophyll or through the certain solutions is organic or inorganic compounds. And Fraunhofer lines, most important two more questions. When the spectrum is obtained from the sun is examined, it consists of large number of dark lines. These dark lines is in solar spectrum is known as Fraunhofer lines. The absorption spectra for various materials compared with Fraunhofer lines, the solar spectrum which helps to identify the elements present in the sun's atmosphere. This is on Fraunhofer lines.